very old, so my memory may not be the best. I could ask you again. Right? Oh, really? Good, good. Okay. Usually we going out this today. Yeah, this.
On a rest.
When we do Kansho, first we get slowly 7 times. Calm, become 1. 5, like 8, 7, 8. Then we do something like soft, then getting louder, 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 then down again. Then we quite slow. Quick one. Okay, pay attention to the sound, okay, today. Thank you.
So you're ready to go. Okay.
Good morning. My name is Alyssa, and I will be your chairperson for today's service. Are there any visitors or new students and families here this morning? If so, welcome to our temple. Could those of you sitting near them help them to find the proper pages for the sutras, gathas, and readings? Thank you. First, we'll have Sanbujo on page 24 in the big book, followed by Sutra Chanting Juseige on page 23 in the little book, or page 93 in the big book. The page numbers for the Sutra book will be displayed on the front screen and on your monitors at home, so please follow along. Please rise to sing the Gatha Buddha Loves You, which is page 39 in the small Dharma School service book, followed by the Golden Chain, which is located on page 2 in the little book, or page 15 in the big book under Golden Chain 1.
Fly, little bird, Buddha loves you, little bird. Tweet, 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 tweet. Run, run, little pup, Buddha loves you, little pup. Bow, wow, bow, wow, 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 wow. Don't cry, pussycat. Buddha loves you, pussycat. Mew, 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 mew. Swim, swim, little fish. Buddha loves you, little fish. Very good.
The Golden Chain. I am a link in Amita's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amita's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Now we will have a Dharma lesson by Reverend Jones.
You have just all experienced the Lotus Preschool service. So good morning. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Well, thank you all for being here on this cool and damp morning. Thanks for those of you who are watching from home in the warmth of your home. Actually, it's pretty warm in here. But in any case, I mentioned a while back that I had the opportunity to speak at the First Unitarian Church downtown. It was really a unique experience. But one of the things they did, their church is sort of in the round. And so at the center of their church, they have this round carpet that sits directly underneath this dome that's way up on the ceiling. And as part of the service, the person leading the service, not the minister, but the person leading the service, asked all of the young people and those young at heart to come down and sit on the carpet. And he proceeded to get a book out and read it to them. And I found that book really intriguing. So we don't have a circular carpet. But I will ask for the help of our tech group to I really found the message very clear and compassionate. It was just something special, and so I wanted to share it. The book starts off by telling us to take care of ourselves, because we need that foundation, right? Because if we're not well, we can't help anybody else. So we have to start with ourselves, and it's not selfish. It's important. You've got to be in shape to be able to take care of anybody else. If you're not ready to help, then you end up being more of a burden on others, right? Why do we do all these things to each other? For each other, I should say. We don't exist alone. We're all part of something bigger than ourselves. And when we care for ourselves and then turn that care outward, we can help others and we can make the world a better place. Because as the book said, I am more than just me. I am we. So where have we heard all this before? This is what we call interconnectedness or interdependence. That is, we're all connected and we're all dependent on one another. We can be there to make sure our friends and family are doing well, and they can do that for us too. Some of you may be familiar with the Vietnamese Buddhist monk named Thich Nhat Hanh. He taught us that we're not alone in the world. We're connected to everyone else. He would say, we inter-are. Sort of a funny phrase, inter-are. But you know the words are, it means to be, and inter is a prefix that means connected or overlapping. So when he said that we inter-are, he meant that we exist together, connected, dependent on one another. In fact, what the sensei meant is even more than that. We don't even exist without each other. We need each other to exist. We can't just be ourselves. We only can be because everyone around us is. We inter-are. In the book, the author also talks about standing up for others when they are hurting because of bad laws or when our government doesn't seem to be helping us. We can work together to help get the laws changed or get our government representatives to listen to us and understand how we feel. But this is not just about telling people how we feel, it's also about listening. Listening to the way other people feel too. That's why we talk. We listen, we ask each other questions, and we listen some more. We want to make sure everyone is heard. And when I say everyone, I mean even the people who disagree with you. Even if everyone around them disagrees with them, they deserve to be heard. They deserve the opportunity to say how they feel and what they feel. Have you ever been in a situation where you feel like you're the only one that gets it? You're the only one that's right? Didn't you just want everyone else to just be quiet so you could be heard and let them know how right you are? Everyone deserves the opportunity to be heard. Another way that we can look out for others is that we make sure that we offer a space in our temples. You can do the same thing in your classrooms at school. When someone new comes to join, you greet them. You welcome them. You make sure they know that they are welcome just the way they are. We want them to feel like they belong here, just like you want to feel like you belong here. We say that Amida Buddha accepts all of us just as we are. The Dharma is meant for all of us, just as we are. So why would we not welcome someone new into our temple just as they are? It doesn't matter what country they come from, what the color of their skin, whether they understand Buddhism or not, or whether they're ready to study and follow Buddhism or not. They are welcome just as they are. The book goes on to talk about getting things done. When something needs to get done, we don't need to do it all on our own. We can have the other members of the Sangha or in your classroom or in your scout group or other groups help out. Everyone has some type of skill, and together you have the skills to get something done. And as the book concludes, if we put all of our heads and our hearts together, if we keep caring for ourselves and each other, everything is possible. I think the book gives us an excellent story of compassion for ourselves and for others, and for the interdependence among us. This is how we all depend on one another to make our world a better place. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo.
Thank you, Reverend Jones. Please rise to sing the Gatha Sayonara on page 103 in the Little Service Book, followed by the Promise located on page 5 in the Little Book or page 15 in the Big Book. The Promise. We thank the Buddha for showing us the way of freedom. We will endeavor to walk in his noble path every day of our lives. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you to Rinban Sakamoto, Reverend Mikame, Reverend Jones, Mr. Akizuki, Organist Ms. Jones, and AV Coordinator Mr. Uenaka. Are there any announcements?
Well, just for the BWA members, the general meeting will be held in the annex, not here. We have the Japanese language service at 11 o'clock, so we have to leave that for the service. So the general meeting and installation will be held in the annex. Okay.
Hello, my name is Yuki Akimoto. I'm with Dharma School. I want to let you all know that Mochisuki is next Sunday, the 21st. We are still looking for volunteers. If you think you can help, please scan the QR code in the back to sign up. Thank you.
As you said, we are still looking to fill some spots. If you can't help on Sunday, there's also some Saturday slots. There's also an email that went out with the same link. If you did not receive it or you want it, just let me know and I can send it to you. Thank you.
Morning, just a reminder, we have several services coming up. So New Year's Eve service, Joya A. Did I get that right? Anyway, that's at 7? 7? Here. Okay. And of course, it's special Rinban Sakamoto's last day of work here. So hope you can join us. It is your, no? I don't know. I make a lot of mistakes. Following day, New Year's Day service, 10 o'clock in the annex. And of course, that will be Reverend Adams' first service here as Rinban. So hope you can join us for that. Sunday, January 18th is our annual New Year's luncheon. So tickets are available in the office. There may also be a QR code in the newsletter, so please look for that. Thank you.
Before everyone leaves the temple, please straighten all books for the next service. Those of you who are interested are welcome to attend the adult English service following this service. For your safety, please obey the crossing guards and look both ways before crossing the street. Thank you for attending today's service.
Good morning. Lots of people. Good morning. Good morning. Morning. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, LA cat. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh,
I'm just gonna. We're good? We're good?
good morning. Morning.
Yeah, we're good.
Morning. 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 What?
Oh, pickleball.
Ah, dangerous sport. Good morning. Good morning. See you Thursday, maybe? Okay. Morning. 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 Yes.
Glenn
Oh,
Schreiberstein,
yeah, thanks
Temple
for joining us.
Magazine. Yeah, yeah. So thank you for
No, no,
hosting us today.
I don't know. So we have a 10:10 service that was starting a little bit, and then we have a Japanese language service that will follow at 11. So and then we have a Buddhist Women's Association, which is one of our main organizations. They'll have their general meeting in the annex next door, and a luncheon is scheduled. So what will happen?
Morning. Hi, how are you?
Jones will come and they meet in the conference room. So right after the 10th service, I'd like to stick around and ask some questions. Reverend Jones will be able to.
Okay, great. And we have 11:30 reservations over at the restaurant, but we would have a little time if Reverend Jones has some time.
Okay.
Yeah, and where would we meet him at?
Just wait here in the temple.
Great, thank you. Congratulations on your
It's a little hectic at this point. I really apologize.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I know there's always balls in the air to coordinate, so.
Constantly.
Yeah, I know Rabbi McGavin, so.
Well, we've known each other for such a long time.
Yes,
And,
exactly.
he's been such a great support for me and for the community.
Yeah.
Really appreciate having you here.
I think both of you are part of the group that's done some really good things in the community. So, yeah. And you may not remember this, but you've come to the restaurant group at the temple a couple times. Not the same people as came here today, but yeah. So, great. So thank
It's been a
you.
great relationship.
It has. Thank you for being so welcoming. And I look forward to meeting you. Sure, with Reverend Jones.
Yeah.
Is he being a replacement or is he?
No, Reverend Adams from the San Mateo will come.
Oh,
visit
yes.
us. But he'll come to. This is Reverend Jones.
My name is Lynn. talking or on Zoom or?
Ah,
No, it's larger.
Okay.
We're just a subset of that. That we particularly have been studying Buddhism, so. Yeah. Don't expect great things from us. Very nice.
I intend to learn from you.
And you can get more comfortable. Take care.
This was just cardboard, and they held up signs, and then a little music box. Hit the box, and it would say stop, and all the flippers would stop. And then they had a lot of kid toys.
Oh, man.
Good to see you.
Always good to see you. I
You
have a question
come
for you.
into the cold.
Yes, I have a question to ask you.
Okay.
Are you going to maintain your email address after you retire?
Yes, yes.
So it's Rinban Sakamoto at
No, so that one is gonna stay with the Betsuin. If you email that, they'll forward it to me. But then I can also send you the email that I'll be working with. I have an old email, it's unsui@hogbank.com. Yeah, so that one I had for you.
As long as it works.
Yeah. So once I get an email from here, I'll send it.
Okay, if I send it to there, they'll forward it to you. Okay. I like to stay in touch.
Absolutely.
Because I know for a while you're gonna find yourself more busier now that you retire than when you were working. Strange to think that. You want to stay busy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you'll find yourself more busy, doing things you've never done before, and you'll even be enjoying it.
Well, of course, the wife will have the, I need to do this, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, our biggest challenge will be moving. We have to middle of the year.
You know what our daughter used? It was a container box. They put it right to your house. You take your time, you fill it up, and then you say, take it here. This is not cheap.
It's not gonna all fit though.
So it's not enough to have them. I'm trying to do it early. Anyway, we'll be in touch.
Welcome to Confusion Sundays. Okay. There are the scripts. Okay. Now I have a script. My apologies. So we apparently misplaced a chairperson. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Reverend Michael Jones. So I guess I'll be your chairperson today. So we will please welcome our guests. So I know we have some guests from El Manuel. So if you'd like to just stand up and be recognized. So we're going to have some folks here to our visitors from our local temple. So be talking to them afterwards as well. So I know they're out there somewhere. There they are. Okay. Welcome to our temple, and you know, please everybody, you make them feel at home here. And then let's see. So just you all know food or drink in the hondo, and please turn off your cell phones or put them on silent. So we'll begin the morning service with Sanbujo, which you'll find on page 24 of the large purple book. And then we'll be followed by Sutra chanting Juseige on page 23 in the small purple book, or page 93 in that larger purple book. The page numbers will be on the screen for those of you here and at home watching, so please follow along. Thank you. Please rise to sing the Gatha with Gassho from the heart, which you'll find is the second song in our yellow book. And after that, please remain standing for the reading of the three treasures, which you'll find on page 3 in the smaller book.
Please join now in the reading of the three treasures on page 3 of the smaller Dharma School Service book. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One, now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves our supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony, in the spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. Please be seated. Good morning. Good to see all of you here for this service this morning, and for those of you watching from home, welcome. This morning is a special service. It's the BWA's Uenaka, their general meeting and installation. So they're here gathered in this service, Tenten service, which looks like it's full. Yes. But we, as we gather together, and before I begin, I want to welcome our visitors, other visitors from Temple Emmanuel, and also guests who have also first time, perhaps here. Welcome to the Betsuin. I know with Temple Emmanuel we've had several opportunities to meet in the past. Rabbi Elaine has been a good friend for a very long time, and we've served together in various kinds of activities, community activities, with other ministers and priests of the Santa Clara Valley, people like John Perigo of the Father Perigo of the Catholic Diocese, people like Imam Tahir, who was with the 4th Street gathering there, and there are other people that we go back many years, and we had the good fortune to spend time together, working on projects together, and without really seeing how important it is, just doing the work, and in doing the work, getting to know each other and getting our communities hopefully to be more open to what we do together as human beings. And it's so important in this time that we're able to recognize our neighbors, that we're able to recognize who the people of our community are, that all of us share in this journey of our humanity. And there are times that we are exhilarated and we have great experiences together, but there are also times in which there seem to be an endless series of crises that interferes with our expectations with how things should be. And we may feel alone, or we may feel uncared for. But it's important that we remind ourselves, and again, when we have visitors, that they are all a part of our Sangha, all a part of our community, and that we have so much to learn from one another. We have a tendency to isolate ourselves, to be among those who we know and who we care about, and certainly that's important to that base from which we can reach out. We can be open to possibilities beyond that group that we feel so comfortable with, that we can sometimes get out of that comfort zone and begin to recognize and to interact with others who may have come from different experiences, things that we have no idea about in this world. And that by doing that, we firm up this relationship that we have with the world around us. We build a relationship that is less wobbly. We build relationships that are based on shared experiences. And those shared experiences are not so strange, not so different from what we experience at the Betsuin and within our temple community, and what others may feel and experience in the world around us, because we're all human beings, and we're going to experience things that bring us joy, bring us grief and sadness, and shape the way that we see and experience the world. That affirmation of our shared experiences, of our shared humanity, helps to develop trust. We used to have I think, well, maybe now decades ago, we used to talk about water cooler conversations, right? When you would be at the office, and I don't even have water cooler. Well, we have water coolers, that's right. But people used to gather around a water cooler. You know, this is the image that we would have. People gather around a water cooler and have conversations about things that happened. Or have conversations about a television program that you watched, that everybody watched, because there were only 3 channels. Now we have an infinite number of channels, and it's hard to kind of connect in that way. But there were these kind of common experiences that we shared, and we have to not go back to 3 channels. I don't think we'll ever go back to 3 channels, but discover what we do have in common, what we do share. And that's, you know, in that experience of humanity. And as we recognize and acknowledge what we share as human beings, we can share our experiences with others without having to force ourselves onto someone else. But we can share our experience, what I've gone through, what I've had to, what I find important, or what I enjoy in my life. And the person may not have any idea what that might be, but having heard from me, then they might say, oh yeah, that's kind of interesting. It may take a, you know, interest in what I do. You know, we may not always enjoy what another person might enjoy, but by sharing, you affirm this experience that we have as human beings. We always talk about food, but you know, it wasn't until, well, I shouldn't say recently now for me is like 10 years ago is recently. But maybe it might have been even longer. But I started to enjoy natto. So you know natto? Okay, so kind of silence. But natto is fermented soybeans, right? And the story is that in the warring period in Japan, there was this general who was needed to be out, you know, in the battlefields and encountering these situations where he and his men would encamp, and then suddenly they have to move again because there were forces that were coming, and they would either have to pack up the things real quickly and move to the next place, or, you know, be overrun by these forces. And this story apparently. They had to move quickly, and so they wrapped up their goods, whatever they had, and they wrapped it up, and they put it on their horses, and they started to leave the area that they were in. And they kept moving, and they had to keep moving. And all of the things that they had stored and put on into their packs and loaded up onto their animals were starting to go bad. And one of the things that was stored were these soybeans. Okay, so it's a little bit of a stretch, but so the soybeans wrapped in this straw on the back of a horse that was warm, right, started to ferment. And that's how we get natto. I don't know. I have no idea if that's how authentic that story is of the discovery of natto. But natto is fermented soybeans, and they have various. Now you can go to Nijiya, and there are like 10 different kinds of natto with different flavors and different things to mix with. When we went to Mito, and this was a long time ago, Mito is a part of Japan, just north of Tokyo, and is kind of the center of the natto origins. But when we went to Mito, it was really delicious, the kind of natto that they had. And so, anyway, this originally what I thought of when you open up a package of natto that smelled either like old socks, or the other thing that it reminded me of was cafeteria mops. You know, so when I don't know if they still do it, but when we were in elementary school, you would have to, you know, help out and do things in the school, and it kind of smelled like cafeteria mouth. So next time you eat natto, I'm sorry if I spoiled this for you. Next time you eat natto, you say, oh man, it does smell like a cafeteria mop. But things like that, right? I mean, not everybody, not even within our community, not everybody enjoys natto. But you can share that. I mean, not share the natto, but share the story or your appreciation of things that others may not quite enjoy in the same way. But just kind of sharing stories, right? Sharing that community, sharing that, being a part of that very diverse community that we are all a part of. No matter where you go, as long as you're a human being, you'll be a part of a community because you are a human being. And as a human being, you have your own experiences. And even within this community, each of us is very different. We come from different backgrounds. We have different family experiences. We have experiences that identify who we are, that tells our story of who we are, what we've experienced, what we find meaningful and important, and being able to share that with others. Sometimes we look at somebody that we may not think of as being a part of our lives, but we might find something in common that may be just a beginning, a starting point, and through that be able to establish, to recognize what we share as human beings. And the central two components of enlightenment are wisdom and compassion. These are the two central components. Shinran begins his Gatha, the Shoshinge, which is a part of his major work. But Shinran starts his Gatha, which we're familiar with because we read this particular Gatha at funeral services. I think that's the time that we most often read this. But it wasn't always just for funeral service. People would read this regularly at home during morning service or evening service. We'd read it at other times. We read it at the Joyaye service, which will be on New Year's Eve. But it's this Gatha that was composed by Shinran, again included in his major work, the Kyōgyō Shinsho. And he begins this Gatha with two lines, Kimyo Muryo Junyorai, Namo Fukashigiko. Kimyo Muryo Junyorai. Correct, sure? Yeah, okay. I'm losing my brains. So, Kimyo Muryo Junyorai, Namo Fukashigiko. Kimyo Muryo. These two lines express the infinite light, immeasurable life. Light and life. Light is wisdom, life is compassion. These are the two central components of enlightenment. Wisdom that begins to allow us to see the world as it is, and compassion, how we respond, how we engage the world. So wisdom, as limited as it might be, that insight to begin to see things as they are, and how we respond. We respond with kindness and compassion. And that's all that, we need to do, to begin to see things as they are. Even if it is seemingly insurmountable, to be able to look through our own prejudices, to see through our preferences, but begin to work towards seeing things as they are and responding to the world through compassion, kindness. As we gather together, as we do this morning with our friends from the community, what we share with one another is really more than just being a neighbor, right? It's about the life that we share together, being a part of this broader community that's not just located here, but really extends throughout the world. to recognize that what we share as human beings is far more fundamental, that goes well beyond the differences that we might feel separate us, that embraces all life, that we can use this wisdom and compassion to guide us in how we respond to the world around us, to be willing to look at things perhaps not in the way that we are familiar with, but in a way that someone else might see the world, and to respond in ways that will affirm who we are as human beings, to be kind in our response to the world around us. There are so many things happening in the world, and there are, reading the news this morning, there were 2 mass shootings overnight. It's so common now that we hardly think about it. Go on to the next story. But there were 11 killed in one mass shooting and 2 killed in another. And this is, taking place more and more. And we need to do something. We can't just read the news, turn the page, go on to the next thing. And I think even if we are unable to do anything on a mass, we can do things as individuals. We can do things that simply affirm the life that we are all a part of. That we can, through our words and our actions and our thoughts, affirm the life that we are all a part of. That the divisions that we see in the world are really divisions that we've created, that we can work toward. And sometimes, as insurmountable as that may appear, and maybe we can't do it this time, but that we keep working at it is important. That there will be perhaps small changes, but those small changes can come together and form a stream and perhaps a river that begins to change the world around us, that moves us toward a life of compassion, of caring, and affirmation of all life. Again, enlightenment, the central components of enlightenment, wisdom and compassion. Wisdom that allows us to begin to see things as they are. Compassion, how we respond. Today, as we gather together for this service, we bring all of us into this hondo, reminding ourselves of the connections that we share with the world around us. Thank you very much for your presence here this morning. As we conclude, will you please join in Gassho? Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Thank you, Rinban Sakamoto. Lots to cover there. So I like to think even though we don't talk to each other about what each of us are doing for our Dharma talks, there's a little overlap with what we talked about. I talked about the interbeing of people together, and Rinban talked about how we just have to get together and understand each other better. So I think that's related. Natto, I tried it 40 some odd years ago. I haven't gone back. It took me 10 years to put a piece of takuan in my mouth.
I was going to talk about durian, but
no, durian, no, thank you. So, in any case, on to better things. So, please rise now to sing the Gatha Ondokusan II, which you'll find on page 76 of this smaller purple book.
Yo Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Are there any announcements? So while folks are coming up, just for the BWA folks, the general meeting and installation will be in the annex. We have the Japanese language service here at 11, and so that's the other announcement is we have a Japanese language service here at 11. So for those of you who wish to attend Mikame Sensei's service, please stay for that.
Good morning. My name is Jeannie Nakano. I wanted to relate to what you talked about, this interconnectedness with all of us, the sharing that we're doing. You know, when I began with refreshments after this service, I have to really commend Emmy Tsutsumi. Is she here? She's the one that began refreshments after this service. And then eventually, it also transferred to the summer services, and she was providing refreshments single-handedly in the very beginning. And then eventually, we were sharing with the Dharma, with the DSPO, with the Dharma school children. And so now we have a connection between the adults and the younger children that we were beginning to feel as an older parent, this disconnect, not knowing those parents, not knowing the children. And so seeing them on a regular basis on Sunday really has brought that back. And you know, when I felt that, it was very important to include a lot of people in the Sangha, invite them to come and share refreshments with us. And so now we see men, we see new women who've come and helped us. And so it's really a nice half hour that we spend together. And I really want to thank Sensei. You began the One Sangha, which meant that you wanted to include all the Sangha together. And in a many way, we see that on Sunday refreshments, because as older adults, we see the younger children come through. So we have a micro group of a One Sangha. So I really want to thank all of you for coming to refreshments. So this morning we have some guests, so please come for refreshments. You'll go down the stairs, through the garden, in through the door, into our multi-purpose room. I know the BWA have a meeting following this service, so we will miss them, but we will see all the others today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you.
Morning, Larry Honda. For those of you who came last Sunday for our Bodhi Day service, I want to thank all of you who helped in various ways, whether it was setting up or taking down the chairs and tables, supplying food, so many different things that were you know, it's an example of how this temple is really amazing and how we all come together for certain things. You know, we think about Obon, where it seems like thousands of us come together, but you know, for Bodhi Day, we all came together to make that happen. So thank you. Events coming up. December 31st, our annual Joya-e service, our New Year's Eve service, occurs at 7 o'clock here in the Hondo. And as you already know, it's Rinban Sakamoto's last official duties as a minister here at San Jose Betsuin after 39 years. So hopefully you can join us. I've never been to one, so I'm making a special effort to come to this one.
Thank you, Larry.
Yeah. Normally I'm out partying like crazy. I'm such a party animal. Let's see. Not. The next day, New Year's Day, we have our annual New Year's Day service at 10 o'clock in the annex next door. So please join us for that. Obviously, that'll be our first service with our new Rinban, Reverend Henry Adams, who's joining us after many years at San Mateo Buddhist Temple. So that should be exciting. I'm forgetting what else. Let's see. Sunday, January 18th is our annual New Year's luncheon, $25 for a regular bento, $25 for a vegetarian bento, and $5 for a pizza lunch, mainly for the kids or those of you young at heart. So if you don't like bentos and you want pizza, you can get a pizza apparently. So you can order that through the office, and I'm sure there are flyers online through the newsletter. I think that's it. Mochitsuki. Oh, so Dharma School announced that our annual Mochitsuki is next Sunday. So right after Dharma School service, they'll be letting the kids pound mochi and working on that. They're also still looking for some volunteers on Saturday and Sunday. So you can contact the Dharma School Parents Organization for that. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
If you haven't had a chance, oh, sorry.
Good morning. This is Gilbert the Greeter again. Today, I would like to welcome our visitors from Temple Emmanuel over there. Also, we have visitors from Seattle Temple. And then, of course, today we are well attended because we have many people will be attending morning kai. For those who are not familiar with Japanese, the morning kai, my oversimplified translation is year-end party. Oversimplified. And talking about year-end, we hope to start a new tradition here in our Buddhist temple. It's a New Year open temple. Earlier this year, very, very early this year, New Year Day, we spot many Japanese in the festivity attire walking in Japantown. So we made an impromptu decision to open the temple. And then we receive a steady stream of visitors. So Dennis Sensei and the Mikame Sensei, we kind of make some kind of unofficial decision. We're going to continue open temple very first day of next year. And we would like to have more people to join us as greeters. So an ideal candidate probably should be very fluent in Japanese, Nihongo, and a very deep understanding of Jodo Shinshu. But let me see, I'm not perfect. Well, so actually next year, probably we're going to have a 2-person meet these qualifications, right? Next year.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Anyway, whether you are perfect or not, you're welcome to join us as New Year Open Temple greeter. You don't have to sign up, just show up. Thank you.
Thanks, Gilbert.
Thanks, Gilbert. So if you have not had a chance yet to read the latest issue of the Dharma Wheel, the Wheel of Dharma from the BCA, please do so. Rinban Sakamoto has a very nice article in there. There's also a couple of other articles, one about Reiko Uenaga's presentation in Washington, D.C., and then one of the newer Tokudo candidates, Sydney Shirayama, who went through Tokudo just this last couple of months, and she's moving on to the next levels, and we'll be going to Shibutsu and Kyoto and so on, so we like to see that with our younger people coming up through the ranks. So, and then also, we talk about Rinban's 39 years here, but it's 50 years as a minister.
Whoa,
He didn't
really?
spend his whole time here.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think we sometimes forget that while we're very grateful for the 39 years here, we should also be grateful for its 50 years of experience he's brought us. So, in any case, so for today's service, thank you to Rinban Sakamoto, to Reverend Mikame, to Dennis Akizuki, organist Elaine Jones, and to our AV coordinator, Brandon Uenaka. So thank you, all of you, for attending, and for those of you viewing from home. So we'll now have closing Gassho, and then please come up forward for incense offering. And then snacks in the multi-purpose room.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo.
Namo. Thank you, everyone. Please come forward for Shoko. Thank you, Michael.
Flexible.
It's chaotic this morning.
Yeah.
I was going to say wasn't, but it's still.
Yeah.
Not for the 11 o'clock. But other times, are there Japanese classes? Okay, yeah, okay, great. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, maybe I can just shake your hand once more.
Yes.
Enjoyed it.
ウェルカムバックだから、ポリスを帰るんだけど。
Mikame Sensei, this is my friend from Taiwan.
So many years, but I wanted to make sure you have a nice retirement. Oh my gosh, it was very good to
I didn't hear you.
His son lives here. He has many different reasons.
take care.
Okay.
But you will visit San Jose, Taiwan.
Thank you so much.
今日は日本語の法要があります。
Good morning. Four.
Mustang. Good car. Ford make a car. Well, I made a dish. Well, no, you could not stop us from doing open temple on New Year Day. So we just, so we made a dish without consulting.
Well, it's going to be the new boss.
Well, new boss. When I say two person meet all ideal qualifications, Adams and Mikame. Thank you.
I
Oh, thank you. What's the kid next door? Look at that.
Thank you, Sensei. We'll see you after.
It's a good thing too. You'll enjoy it.
Been around for a good long time. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, Sensei. We'll see you over there after.
Pitch on that's perfect. Well done. Very good.
For hamburgers again. It's gonna be between, all of us, between Christmas and New Year. You gotta pick out a date, okay? Let me know what works good with you guys, okay? Hey, Reverend. So we got a date between Christmas and New Year. You can take any time of that because it's pretty dead time. I know you're moving, it's gonna be tough. So if you can't make it, but get together with her, let me know, and I'll work on it. Okay, thank you.
Just how people drop it.
Good morning.
Thank you.
I'll wait for signal from Mikame sensei.
はい、じゃあ行きます。はい、わかりました。Got it. はい。じゃあ間もなく始めます。はい。Oh yes, important. はい。ちょっと待ってね。何万だ。これと。ちょっと待ってね。何万だ。何万だ。あ、it doesn't have to be live stream. ちょっと待ってね。何万だ。何万だ。よし。はい。おはようございます。お待たせいたしました。あれ、まだあった。ごめんなさいね。はい。 で今月も今年最後ですね、サンノゼ別院の日本語講座を始めたいと思います。長いですね。なんかあれこんな長かったっけど、はい。いつも通りおかしいね。おかしいね。まあいいか。ちょっと待ちましょう。はい。ごめんなさい。まだあるね。ありがとうございます。多分私が間違えたところに出てきてしまったんだと思います。すみません。いつもの通り、じゅうせいげのお勤めから始めます。じゅうせいげはこの大きなブックで読まれたら見やすいので、いつもね、93ページ、じゅうせいげを読みます。で、その後に来三問ですね。同じこの大きなブックの7ページ、来三問、三帰依文というところを一緒にご唱和いただければと思います。はい。じゅうせいげご一緒にお願いします。ご一緒に合唱お念仏申しましょう。ナマンダーブツナンマンダーブツナンマンダーブツナマンダーブツナンマンダーブツナンマンダーブツナンマンダー。礼拝、頭をお下げください。お直りください。ガゴンチョセガ ありがとうございました。そういたしましたら、7ページの来三問、三帰依文のところご一緒に読んでいただければと思います。皆さんは、一段下がった越州一道と書いてあるところですね、一緒に読んでいただければと思います。では、来三問、三帰依文。人参受けがたし、今すでに受く。仏法聞きがたし、今すでに聞く。好み根性に向かってどせずんば、さらにいずれの章に向かってか好みをどせん。大衆もろともに、四神に参謀に帰依し立てまつるべし。自ら仏に帰依し立てまつる。まさに願わくば主情とともに、大道を大下して無常意を起こさん。自ら法に帰依し立てまつる。まさに具は主情とともに、深く胸像に入りて知恵海のごとくならん。自ら僧に帰依し立てまつる。まさに願わくば主情とともに、大衆を通りして一切無下ならん。無常人人未明の方は百千万号にも愛をことかたし、我今検問し授事することを得たり、願わくは如来の真実義を下し立てまつらん。ナマンダー仏ナ。はい、ありがとうございます。ちょっとそうしましたらホワイトボードを出してきます。気をつけて。大丈夫そうでしょうか。はい。ちょっとこれを使ってお話しします。はい。では隣ではねミーティングをしてますので、この後ねまた忘年会もあったりしますので、ちょっと短めでお話ししますけれどもね、先週まで私事ですけど、両親がちょっとね2週間ほどこちらの方に、来ておりまして、その節はお会いになった方大変お世話になりました。大変いい時間を過ごしたっていうふうにすごく喜んで帰ってくれましてね、皆さんの温かさにいつも来るたんびに感激して、私も感激してます。もう両親もすごくね喜んで、くれていることでした。でね、先週の日曜日は浄土へボディでですね、英語で言うとボディで、それが終わった後にね、グラウンドブレーキングがあって、新しいビルディングがねストリート挟んで向こう側に立ちますよというので、記念の式典があったりね、盛りだくさんでありましたけれども、仏教徒として大事なのはこの浄土への方でありましたので、少しばかり浄土へのことをねお話ししたいと思うんですけども、浄土へっていうのは、お釈迦様がお悟りを開かれた時のことをね記念して、お参りする、法要のことでありまして、先週も、特別な法要だったので、お隣のジムでお参りをさせてもらいました。はい、でこのお釈迦様っていうお方はですね、彼の生涯にわたって、数えきれないほどのたくさんのお説法をされたっていうふうに、聞いております。もう目の前にあった人、その時その時にその人の性格だったり、悩んでいることだったり、理解力に合わせて分かりやすく言葉を選んでお話をされていて、なんていう解決に導いていく、悟りに導いていくっていうことをねなさっていたお方であったというふうに聞いています。ですからたくさん教えが残っているっていうことは、その分だけ無限のたくさんの人と向き合ってこられたっていうことなんですね。でこのお釈迦様の教えが、彼は2500年前に生まれて、その生きていらっしゃった時にはね直接お伝えできたと思うんですけどもね、時が経っていく中でだんだん伝わり方がね変わってきてるよっていうふうにねなんていうかね聞いているわけなんですね。それを章 正法、造法、末法っていうふうにね、このお釈迦様の教えが伝わっていく時代の様子っていうのをね、その3つでこう表していくわけなんです。それぞれの時代において、お釈迦様の教えとその通り行をねちゃんとできているかとか、そしてそれによってちゃんと悟りに得られるかっていうこの3つの教えと行と悟りに至る人がちゃんとおるかっていうので見ていくわけなんですけど、ちょっとご紹介します。だから、教え、ティーチングがちゃんとあって、これ証明の章ってあります。経が教えがあって行があって、これ証明の章ですけど悟りっていう意味ですけど、もちろん最初お釈迦様がおられた時はちゃんと教えもあって、それ通り行ずることも、こうしたらいいよっていうことですからできていた。そして、それによって悟りに得ることができたから、これのことを正しく法が伝わっていた時代ってことで正法と言います。なので大体ね、生きていらっしゃった時から、ちょっとお亡くなりになられてから間もない、500年前後の頃だったと思いますけども、お釈迦様がお亡くなりになられてから説かれた教えっていうのはどうなったかっていうと、教えをね忘れないように次の人にみんなにこう共有できるように話し合いをして文字に起こして、保存をされた。それが皆さんで読んでいるこういうお経になるんですね。だから私たちはお経の言葉を通してお釈迦様に出会ってます。じゃあ500年ぐらいはなんとか正しくお経も教えも行も悟りも得られる正法だったけど、次500年ぐらい経ったらどうなったかっていうとですね、500年から1000年ぐらい経ったらどうなったかっていうとね、ちゃんと教えは残っとるけども、行もできるっちゃできるけど、でもねお釈迦様なしであんまり悟りはきちんと悟れる人っていうのはいなくなったってことでね、悟りっぽい悟りに正しく造法っていうんですけども、これでね似ているような、正しく悟りができているようなみたいなちょっと中途半端なそういう時代になっていたっていうふうに言います。だから本当に形は残ってるけど本当の悟りを開ける人っていうのはそうまずいないよっていうのがお釈迦様がお亡くなりになられてから500年とか1000年だったって言います。じゃあお釈迦様が亡くなって2000年経ったらどうかなってそれって私たちのぐらいの時代だと思います。2000年後どうなったかっていうと、教えは見えないごめんなさい、こんな感じかもしれない。もう本当になんていうか残っているみたいな、本当にもう本当に残っているぐらい。そして行は正しくできなくって悟りに至れる人はいない。だから末法っていうふうに言います。聞いたことあるかな。末法っていうふうに言うんですけども、現代のようにね、お釈迦様が生きていらっしゃった時のようにね、また生活様式だったり大事なことって私たちね違うと思うんですね。悟りに至るなんてそんなに私たち自分で願ってもそんなにねないことだと思います。そして行をしろって言ってもね、住環境もなかなか行をするのにね、もう本当にたくさんなんていうかディストラクションがね、なんていうか邪魔になるものがいっぱいあるような時代に生きてる。だから悟りに向かうっていうのはもうもってのほか難しいっていう時代に生きてるのが誰かっていうと私たちなんですよっていう。だけどもじゃあ末法に生きとるかっていうのはもっと言うと教え自体もちょっと廃れてるんじゃないかなっていうから法滅とも言われます。法が滅消えていき始めているところに私たち生きているのが人間ですよって。その中でこうやって仏教に出会ってね、私仏様のお悟りを得ていきたいって頑張って行じていこうとしてもね、環境だったり私のこの心持ちだったりがね なかなかそれにたどり着くのに邪魔してしまって、どうしても悟りから漏れ出してしまうものがたくさんいるような時代をね、私たち生きているわけなんです。そんなね、末法放滅の時代に生きとる、そんな私たちがね、今合わせていただいている教えっていうのは浄土真宗といいます。浄土真宗、すなわち阿弥陀様、阿弥陀如来様、真ん中にいらっしゃる仏様の教えであります。悟りをね、一生懸命目指してもそこからどうにもならんくってね、漏れ出てしまうような、どうにもならんようなものをどうしてもあなたをなんていうか見捨ててはおかないよというふうにね、間違いなくあなたを悟りに導いていく仏に私がなってみせるよとね、誓ってなってくださったのがこの仏様だから、皆さんね、この仏様っていうのは一番最終手段の仏様、漏れ出てしまうものを絶対見逃さない、見捨てないよっていう仏様、その仏様に出会わせていただいているということはね、すごいことなんですね。悟りから一番外側に離れて生きているものこそ、その一番外側の外側でもろさんよっていうふうに抱いてくださっている、そういう仏様です。浄土真宗の開祖であります親鸞上人っていうのは、お釈迦様が一番伝えたかったのは、いろんな教えを教えてくれたけども、一番伝えたかったのはこの阿弥陀様っていう仏様のことですよっていうふうに教えてくださってます。だから皆さんラッキーなんです。私たちラッキーなんだけどもね、さっきこの喜三母儀じゃないですね、三帰依文で読ませてもらいました。人参受けがたし今すでに行く、仏法聞きがたし今すでに聞く、この身根性に向かってどせずんば、さらにいずれの章に向かってかこの身をどせんとかね、書いてありましたけど、これ本当にね、何を言ってるかっていうとね、私たちは人間に生まれることはとっても難しいのに、今生かさせてもらってますね。そして仏教の教えに出会うってことも本当に難しいのに、また阿弥陀様の教えに出会わせてもらうのもまた難しいのに、今出会わせてもらってますね。こんな出会うことは命を何度も何度もこうね、生まれ変わり死に変わりしても難しいことなのに、今出会わせていただいとる、すごいことなんですよ。自分の力ではね、そうやって迷いの命を超えていくことなんてできやしない私が、間違いなくあなたを見捨てないよっていう仏様に今出会わせていただいとるってことはすごいことなんですよって読んでるのがこの三帰依文です。もう呪文じゃありませんけんね、これはね。そうそう、実はそういうことを言ってる。だから大事に皆さんで聞きましょうねっていうふうに最初に読ませていただいてるのが三帰依文、来三文なんですね。皆さんはどうでしょう？喜んでますか？ラッキーって思ってますか？あんまりね、私はちょっと思えてるかどうかはちょっとあれかもしれんけどね。そう、お釈迦様はですね、こんな言葉を残しておられます。さじはその味を知らず。さじはその味を知らず。さじってわかります？スプーンです。ね、スプーンって言ったら物をすくったりですね、混ぜたり、塗ったり食べる時に使う道具ですけどもね、熱いお茶とか冷たいアイスクリームとか、お茶とか何でもね使いますね。とっても便利な道具ですけれども、でもスプーン自体はね、これ熱さも冷たさも美味しさもまずさも分かりません、ね、何も感じない。何で私たち感じてるかっていうと、この舌でね、この道具を使って舌まで運んでいただいて、美味しい、まずいとか、冷たい、熱いとかね、そういうのを感じているわけなんです。これはどういう意味かっていうと、お釈迦様はたくさん先ほど言ったように教えをね、私たちのもとに残してくれた。で、私たちはその教えのスプーンに今出会わせて、教えの器にね、この教えがあって、この教えがあって、この教えがあっての中にスプーンが置いてある状態かもしれない。もしかしたら今出会わせてもらって味わってる方は もおられるかもしれないけど、ほとんどの方はスプーンを置いてる状態、ね、お釈迦様がおっしゃるには、その教えをそのまま置いとくんじゃなくて、そのスプーンをねそのまま置いとくんじゃなくて、そのまま教えをね実際にスプーン取って口に運んで味わう人っていうのは少ないんだって、ね、本当に伝えたいってこっちが思っとること、出会ってほしいっていうことはなかなか伝えられないんだ、伝わらないっていうのが、多分私なりにさじはその味を知らずっていう意味かなっていうふうにいただいてる。もしかしたらお釈迦様たくさん教えを器にねスプーン器を出してて、こんな教えの中に浄土真宗あって、スプーンが刺してあって、本当に分かってほしいって出してくれてるね、そのスプーン私に出してくれてもね、そのまま器に刺さっとるまんまになっとるかもしれない、ね、でも皆さん今出会わせてもらってそのスプーンを取ってくれた、ね、ここまで運んでくれてるかどうかはちょっと分からないけれども、皆さんフムスって知ってます？フムスちょっと分かんない。メディテレーニアンの地中海の白いペースト状の、そう、私ハムスそうで、私最近初めていただいたんですね。5、6年おって初めて、いただきました。お寺のリフレッシュメントには毎回結構出てたんですね。多分白いペースト状の器に入っててスプーンが置いてあって、パッと見ですね、私食べたことないからちょっとなんていうかどんな味するか怖くて食べれなくて、どうしよう、これ酸っぱかったり臭かったりしそうだなとか勝手に思ってたんですね。ちょっと私の好きな感じの味とは違ったらどうしようっていうふうに思って、ずっとあるの知ってたけど食べなかった。でもある日友達にこれフムスってすごい美味しいから食べてみてって言われて、分かったって言ってこれ食べてみるとすごい美味しかったんですね。びっくりした。スプーン取ってみてよかった、スプーン取って野菜につけて食べてみてよかったってすごい思いました。なんでこれ今まで食べなかったんだろうってぐらいハマっちゃいまして、いろんな味ありますね。ガーリックフレーバーとかハラペーニョとかいろいろ今なんていうか試してるんですけど、その時私はこのさじの話、スプーンの話を思い出しました。さじはその味を知らず、ずっとつけっぱなしでね、私なんていうか何も置きっぱなしでなんていうか試さなかった私、スプーンの器の中にスプーン置かれてても、このスプーンと器がね触れるだけではこのスプーンは味が分かりません。実際にやっぱり口に運んで舌で味わってみて美味しさが分かるんだと思います。仏教に出会うっていうこと、そしてこの仏様阿弥陀様の教えに触れるっていうこともちょっと似ているのかなっていうふうに思いました。だからどうか皆さんもねここに来てもらって、たまたまかもしれないけれども出会わせてもらった、ね、スプーンを置きっぱなしにしないで取っていただいて味わってもらえたらなって思います。その教えは年齢も性別も場所とか時間も、超えて全部関係なく、この私の心持ちだって問題にしないし、生き方だって、問題にしない。今この瞬間の私の生きる私のためにこの阿弥陀様が最高の悟りを用意している。あなたを決して、無駄な虚しい命に終わらせはしないよと最高の悟りを用意してくださっている。だからいただいてください。せっかく出会わせてもらってるから、知らないだけでただ手を合わせるだけではもったいない。スプーンを教えをただいただいて味わってみる、そうすると美味しい、味わっていける、喜びは私たち聞いたことはすぐ忘れていきますから、折に触れて楽しんで聞いていただけたらなって思います。お腹がなんていうかお弔問、お話を聞いていく、仏様の教えを聞いていくってことはお食事をいただくようなもんですよっていうことで昔の方はこういうふうにおっしゃったそうです。見れるかしら。ちょっと漢字が難しくて ごめん、見れたらいいけど。見れますか？これは晩餐の3で受け取る。30っていうんです。見えましたわかんないけれども、はい、教えをいただくっていうことは30のようです。30っていうふうに言います。お食事をいただくように、その日々一回一回大事に聞かせていただくんですよ。私たちお腹が空いてるからってもう、はい、明日の分も明後日の分も1年先の分も食いだめっていうか食べだめっていうのはなんかできませんよね。どんなにお腹空いとっても、ね、それができない、私たちも教えもそうなんですね。明日の分も明日の分もっていうんじゃなくて、それを忘れてしまったりしますから、その時日々日常的に、ね、毎日教えをいただいていく、ね、お食事いただくからって私たち、味わっていきますけれども、それがそのまま私の身になっていく、私の心を、この命を支えてくれとるわけですね。皆さんはお食事3日前のお昼ご飯何食べたか覚えておられますか？私も覚えてませんね本当に。でもこんな風に何食べたか覚えとらんけど、そのいただいたもので私生きてます、ね、支えてもらってます。この教えも同じです。何を聞いたかは多分明日覚えてないと思う。今日も帰ったら覚えてないと思うけど、聞かさせてもらったものが覚えてなくてもこの身を、この心をね育ててくれるし、育んでくれる、ね、支えてくれるものです。どうかね、皆さんお弔問は、ね、お話を聞くっていうのは30、お食事をいただくようにね、日々そうだった仏様、こういう仏様だったなって味わいながらね、スプーンを器のまんまに差しっぱなしを持ってないから取っていただいて味わっていただけたらなっていうふうに思います。はい、そんなことを考えた浄土へのご縁でした。はい、ありがとうございます。じゃあ、はい、最後に、聖人一流書を読ませてもらいます。これはどこにあったかというと、ありましたね。ちょっと待ってね。はい、141ページ。聖人一流書のところを読みますので、もし聞かれる方はちょっと頭を下げて拝読の姿勢をとっていただければと思います。聖人一流のご関係の趣は信心のもって御とせられそのゆえはもろもろの造業を投げ捨てて一心に御に奇妙すれば不可思議の眼力として仏の方より往生事情せしめたもそのくらいを一年発起入賞上始終とも釈しその上の称名念ブッダ如来我が往生定めたまいし言法人の念仏と心べきなりアナカシコアナカシコ何万だはい、ありがとうございました。ではこれで日本語サービスを終わらせてもらいますけれども、今年これで最後ですけれども、12月31日に除夜がありますので7時から、はい、ここの本堂でありますので、もしよろしかったら、はい、寒い中だと思いますけれども一緒に、今年最後のお勤めをねさせてもらったらなというふうに思います。その時少しばかり日本語でもお話しさせていただきます。で1月にもそうですね、11日かな、セカンドサンデーの同じ11時からねさせてもらいます。 もしご都合がつけば一緒にねお茶もいただければと思います。はい、ありがとうございました。じゃあどうぞお焼香を。はい。